readers, or should I say super readers. I hope everyone brought their superpowers today. Yes, we are all about superheroes and their superpowers. Did you bring yours today? Did you bring your super jazz hands? Did you bring your super singing voice? Did you bring your super listening ears? I hope you did. Oh, I have my donut. Remember how we do donut? Donut. My donut wand. And wait, what are donuts again? There is a sweet treat that we eat, and yes, we call them what, Nate? Donuts. D-O-N-U-T. 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 And we'll eat all the donuts. Did you have donuts for breakfast today? I did not have donuts for breakfast today. I had a grow food smoothie, and it was delicious. Well, let's go ahead and do our shout outs before we let Storytime Magic into the room. I want to give a shout out to my friends Harley and Addie and Owen and baby Mabel. They've just started watching Miss Kim's Storytime, and I wanted to welcome them. They're a big family that's so full of love, and I'm so glad that they're here. I can feel their energy through the camera. I also want to give a shout out again to Teddy and Tommy. They have been consistent and supportive and enthusiastic readers for Miss Kim's Storytime, and I can feel that. I can feel that through the camera. And I also wanted to say a big hi to Campbell, to Nora, to Charlie, to Parks and Rosie and their little baby brother, because they've also been consistent viewers for Miss Kim's Storytime. And I can feel their love through the camera. Well, speaking of magic, I think we need to let Miss Kim's Storytime Magic into the room. Here we go. Are you ready? It is story time right now. Yay, story time. Yay, story time. Yay, it is story time right now. Yay, let's read our books. Do you remember that? Books with our super jazz hands. Yep, this is super. Fun fact, it is also awesome. So, maybe you're ready to learn about how your superpowers, your awesome powers, can help you and your grown-ups and your world and your community. Well, let's go ahead and start. Super Nate, will you fly on over and help me partner read?
Bum, 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 bum.
Here he comes.
Bum,
Oh my goodness, he's flying with his super cape. And he has his super mask on to hide his identity, because he has two identities. He's producer Nate, but today he's Super Nate.
She shared my secret.
That's right. And we've got our first book, and it's called Super Me. Look, this friend has special mask on, just like Super Nate. Super Nate is going to play this character, Super Me. And I'm going to play his mom, who helps him find his brave. Did you bring your brave today? My mommy used to say, where's your brave pirate? Your brave pirate lives right here, right here. And so when you're feeling scared or uncertain or unsure about something, you find your brave pirate. You find your brave, and you'll find that you'll be able to do all sorts of things you may think that you may not be able to do. So let's find out about that. Super Me. This is a story by Keon Jackson. He's the author. What does the author do, Nate? The author writes the book. The author writes the book. Hi-ho, librario. The author writes the book. The illustrator is someone different. Ramon Oliveira. They worked as a what?
Team.
As a team. And what does an illustrator do, Nate? The illustrator draws
the pictures.
The illustrator draws
The pictures.
Hi-ho, librario. The illustrator draws
The picture.
All right. super me. Look, if we do this, Nate looks just like this guy, the character. What do we call that, friends? We call that Twinkie Twinsies. Twinkie Twinsies! Twinkie Twinsies! Super me. Well, Nate was pretty much always afraid. When he was really scared, he got a gulp in his throat. You ever get that? How's that sounding? He's so good at the sound effects. Every time Jacob's gulp, or every time Nate's gulps got started, his mom told him to stand up straight, poke out his chest, and put on a brave face. Let's see your brave face, Nate. Ooh, that looks very brave. But Nate didn't have a brave face. He just had a nervous face. What does that look like, Nate? Ooh, that's a nervous face. And, oh, the ball is coming right at me face. But no, brave face. Does that look like Twinkie Twinsies? Sure does. So Nate decided to do something about it. He decided to be a problem solver. And he said, Mom, I need crayons, construction paper, and 12 juice boxes. It's going to be a long night. So Nate got right to work and made his very own superhero mask. I'll wear it. Oh, excuse me, Nate.
I'll wear it when I'm not feeling super. When I'm not feeling super.
It'll bring his brave out, right?
It'll bring my brave out.
That's right. So the next day, like every other day, Nate was feeling afraid to ride onto the school bus. It was too big and too yellow. And sometimes the kids were too mean. As the bus bumped up, Nate gulped. But just as his knees started to knock, Mama threw him a mask. He put it on and something super happened. Nate stood up straight and he poked his chest out. Suddenly, the bus didn't seem so big and so yellow anymore. He marched right past those sometimes mean kids and bravely took a seat. At school, Nate kept his mask close by, just in case. He had to get super. Then, out of nowhere, he heard the scariest 2 words in the whole wide classroom. Pop quiz! Nate got a gulp. Spelling was his least favorite subject. His brain flooded with words. Big, scary words like onomatopoeia, baroque, psychologist, integrative, Paleozoic. Big, giant, scary words that he'd only heard people with mustaches use. He didn't know how to spell those words. Nate took a deep breath, grabbed his trusty mask. The superness seeped right in. He whipped out a pencil and spelled his way to an A+. A kid named Chester was very impressed. At lunchtime, a mean kid squirted chocolate milk all over Nate. A real superhero would have seen it coming, he teased. You ain't so super. Wow, he's not very nice, is he? He's kind of a bucket dipper. Everyone stared. Nate barely noticed. Superheroes don't mind a little chocolate milk. The lunch lady slapped Brussels sprouts on his plate. Nate was always too afraid to try them. They were balls of yucky nastiness. The thought of eating them was scarier than school buses, mean kids, and quizzes combined. Nate got a gulp. Then he remembered his mask. He could defeat anything with his mask, even Brussels sprouts. Suddenly, Miss Lachey stomped up and swiped Nate's mask. "This is against school dress code," she snarled. "You may have it back after school." Biggest gulp ever. The super slid right out of him. He could never conquer the Brussels sprouts without his mask. Nate took one look at the Brussels sprouts and started gulping. He couldn't stop. They were so green and slimy and gushy and mushy and moist. But then he heard Mama's voice. "Stand up straight. Poke your chest out." Nate took one last gulp. He closed his eyes tight. He opened his mouth wide and did the unthinkable. He tasted. He chewed. He conquered! Nate felt great. He triumphed over the Brussels sprouts, and he did it without his mask. After school, his friend Chester looked quite nervous. He was learning how to ride a bike, and the whole thing was making his belly bubble. And what did Nate say?
"Take this,"
Nate said, handing him the mask.
"It'll bring your brave out. Promise to pass it on to another kid once you get braved up."
Nate is being a giver. Well, Nate knew that he would still be afraid of thunder and big kid 8th graders and toilets that flushed all by themselves. But he also knew that he had some bravery deep down. He had that brave pirate deep down inside. And he could bring it out whenever he needed it the most. Because Nate was sometimes afraid, and that's okay. But he was pretty much always, what? Super. You are always super. Awesome. Super Nate. Dun, 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 dun. Well, here's another fun character. His name is Charlie. I wonder if my friend Charlie is out there. Charlie, you're Twinkie Twinsies with this book, and this is Charlie's Superhero Underpants. Are you wearing your underpants today? Well, Charlie's are superhero underpants. Let's find out about Charlie and his superhero underpants. Oh, look, Charlie really is a superhero. Look, he's so strong he can carry that big red car full of bad guys. Well, out in the wild and windy day, around about the end of May, a great and gusty gale blew the laundry clean away. What would that sound like, Nate? Socks and shirts, a woolly hat. But far worse than any of that was Charlie's superhero underpants. Look, they're blowing away.
Boom, boom, boom.
As it soared into the sky, the laundry billowed, flapped, and swirled until it scattered far and wide all the corners of the world. Though they searched for days and nights with boats, planes, and satellites, they found no trace of Charlie's underpants. The underpants said, "Pow!" across the front in giant letters, bold and black. With kerzap and oof and splat, a little smaller on the back. And villains would take fright as Charlie pulled his pants up tight. His scarlet, which is another word for red, his scarlet superhero underpants. Charlie packed some sandwiches, some sardines, and some soap, a mirror, a fan, a toothbrush, big brass telescope. And he said, "Don't worry and don't wait," he said. "I may be back quite late." Oh, yes. Go ahead, Nate.
Don't worry and don't wait. I may be back quite late, but I've got to find my scarlet underpants.
That's right. That's his mission that he chooses to accept. Well, first Charlie grabbed a ride with a band on an air balloon, and they crossed the choppy channel to a bouncy and brassy tune. There they spied a fine French fox wearing his sister's Sophie's socks. But they saw no sign of Charlie's underpants. Charlie hiked across the endless plain of the Serengeti, where the insects made him itchy and the sunshine made him sweaty. And there he saw a lion with a stripy shirt and tie on, but no scarlet superhero underpants. Where did they go? Where could they be? Well, Charlie climbed and clambered up the plateau of Peru, where the breeze that blows at night makes you shiver through and through. What would that sound like, Nate? And he found a pair of llamas wearing his brother Max's pajamas, but he couldn't find the scarlet underpants. Charlie searched the length of the mighty Mississippi, though the Mississippi's muddy and the mud's all soft and slippy. And an alligator sat with his grandpa's woolly hat, but it wasn't wearing Charlie's underpants. Charlie was fed up. He felt lonely, tired, and small. On a steep and snowy hillside in the mountains of Nepal, when suddenly he saw in the land of ice and cold a huge and hairy creature, something wondrous to behold. Charlie blinked and rubbed his eyes. It couldn't be.
It could.
For there, in Charlie's underpants, a Yeti stood. A Yeti's like an abominable snowman. Do you see how big he is? But yet he could still squeeze into Charlie's underpants.
Yeah, but it's destroying his legs.
I know.
Look at his legs.
I know, right? And then Charlie said,
My underpants. They're the ones I love most.
"But they're blind now," said the Yeti, "and they keep me warm as toast."
I'll swap you.
Charlie said,
You'll be snug from your toes to your head if you give me back my scarlet underpants.
and what color is scarlet? Red. Charlie thanked the Yeti. Oh, and look, he gave the Yeti all the other clothes he had found on his adventure. And he pulled his pants up tight. They had pow on the front. And he had him put them on just right. He raised one arm up high, and he flew into the sky in his scarlet superhero underpants. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, our last superhero magic book is, hey, look, that's our old friend Pete the Bat.
Cat,
Pete the Hat.
cat,
Pete the Scat.
cat,
Pete the
cat.
Cat. That's right. And Pete the Cat doesn't have a cape. And he doesn't have superhero socks. And he doesn't have a superhero mask. You know what Pete the Cat has? He has
Superhero
cool
sunglasses.
blue magic sunglasses. I also have cool blue magic sunglasses. And we're going to use those in a moment. Now, do you remember the author of Pete the Cat books is James Dean. He's the author, and the author writes the
Book.
look,
Book,
the stook,
book,
the shook.
book.
The author writes a book, and then the illustrator draws the lictures,
Pictures.
the pictures. That's right. And this is Pete the Cat, and his magic sunglasses. We're really going to need our jazz hands for this one. So make sure that they are supered up and braved up. And there's Pete the cat. Oh my goodness. Oopsie daisies, Nate. That's what we do when we fall, make a mistake, tip over, or spill. We say what?
Oops-a-daisies.
Oopsie-daisies. Pete the cat and his magic sunglasses. Pete the cat did not feel happy. Pete had never, ever, ever been so grumpy before. Nate, can you make a grumpy face? Ooh, look at that lip. Sometimes when I've got a grumpy face, I get a little crinkle right there. Pete had the blue. How do we do blue? It's like a high five with that opposable thumb tucked in. Blue cat blues. And then, as if things were not bad enough, Grumpy Toad shows up. Grumpy Toad was never happy. He always wore a frown. But Grumpy Toad was not grumpy today. He said, "Hey, these cool blue magic sunglasses make the blues go away. They help you see things in a whole new way." Well, Pete put on his magic sunglasses. And he looked all around. Right on! The birds are singing, the sky is bright, the sun is shining, and I'm feeling, let's see that opposable thumb. All right. Can you show us your opposable thumb?
All right.
All right.
I'm feeling all right.
Well, Pete thanked Grumpy Toad for the cool blue magic sunglasses. He went on his way, and soon he saw his friend Squirrel. Squirrel did not look happy. "What's the matter, Squirrel?" "I'm so mad." Show us your mad face, Nate. Oh, that's a good mad face. Let's see your mad face. "I'm so mad. Nothing's going my way. I only found one acorn today. Just one." Well, Pete said, "Hey, try these cool blue magic sunglasses. They help you see things in a whole new way." Well, Squirrel put on the cool blue magic sunglasses, and he looked all around. Awesome! The birds are singing, the sky is bright, the sun is shining, and I'm feeling how? All right. Well, Pete said goodbye to Squirrel, and he continued on his way. And then he saw his friend Turtle. Turtle did not look happy. "What's the matter, Turtle?" Pete asked. "I'm so frustrated." Let's see that frustrated face. Ooh, sometimes when I get a frustrated face, I get that little crinkle. That's right, little crinkle right there. "I'm so frustrated. Nothing's going my way. I'm feeling all upside down today." Pete said, "Hey, try these cool blue magic sunglasses. They help you see things in a whole new way." Well, Turtle put on the magic sunglasses, and he looked all around. Far out, the birds are singing, the sky is bright, the sun is shining, and I'm feeling all right. Well, Pete kept rolling around on his favorite skateboard, and then he saw his friend Alligator. Alligator did not look happy. "What's the matter, Alligator?" Pete asked. "I'm so sad." I see your sad face. "I'm so sad. I'm just so sad. Can you make a sad face?" "Nothing's going my way. Plop?
Stop.
Glop.
Stop.
That's how you say stop. Stop jazz hand. Stop. Alligator put on the cool blue magic sunglasses and he looked all around. Rockin'! The birds are singing, the sky is bright, the sun is shining, and I'm feeling
All
all right. Well, Pete was rolling along and feeling how? All right. When suddenly he fell back. And his magic sunglasses, oh no, they went crack. Oh my goodness. The cool blue magic sunglasses went crack. Oh no! Pete didn't know what to do without his magic sunglasses. Just then, Pete looked up at a tree and he saw, how do we do, owl? He saw wise old owl and the owl said,
Pete, you don't need magic sunglasses to see things in a whole new way. Just remember to look at the good in each day.
That's good advice, isn't it? Look for the good in every day. Well, Pete looked all around without his blue sunglasses. And he said, too cool! The birds are singing, the sky is bright, the sun is shining, and I'm feeling all right. I certainly hope that you are feeling all right.
I must disappear.
And then Nate is going to fly away. Everybody say goodbye to Super Nate. He's going to go back to his producer spot so we can close out with our story.
Super Nate.
Dun.
Wait!
Dun, 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 dun. All right, well, let's go ahead and say goodbye to all of our friends. Let's break out those waves. Goodbye, grown-ups. So wonderful to see you, kiddos. I'm so happy we all came to read. I'm glad, we're glad you came to read. Yay! And before we go, just as a really fun fact, producer Nate has started a Miss Kim YouTube channel. The channel is called
Miss Kim Storytime.
Storytime.
So go onto YouTube and search up Miss Kim Storytime.
And then please subscribe to
Yes.
our channel because you'll get to see all of our videos that we have already done live on Facebook.
Yes.
And then we will continue to load more videos so you can watch it on a different platform anytime that you like.
Yes.
And that is for you, readers.
Yes. And if you go onto YouTube, look into where you can subscribe, and right next to it there's a bell. And you can ring that bell to see the next time we post a video. You can be the first one to see it. So
That is a fun fact. See, producer Nate is so great because I'm very technologically challenged with this kind of stuff. So I am so grateful for my sidekick, producer Nate. All right. Until next time, make sure that you stay healthy, happy, and positive, like our supers and like Pink. Tomorrow, we are going to be all about mean, nasty, disgusting, yucky germs and what we can do with our superpower jazz hands, what we can do to get rid of those mean, nasty, downright disgusting, but invisible germs. So until next time, I will see you next time. Same bad time, same bad channel. Make it a wonderful day. I love you.
see you guys next time.
See you next time.